Hey, welcome back to another video. So in this one, it's my second time using Blender. So I was pleasantly surprised by it in the previous video. So if you haven't checked out that and you've found yourself here, yeah, have a little look at that video and the content of it. So this is actually my second time using it. Now, I've had some comments and some feedback in the chat. People have given me some tips and tricks on navigating. There's some plugins that I need to get for it. I haven't got them on this video yet, but I'm definitely going to investigate those suggested plugins and see if I can sort of expand the I suppose user tools or something. I mean, I need to investigate. I need to learn more. So within this video, I'm just going to try and build upon the previous knowledge and actually try to create something in 3D. So even if it's a very simple object, maybe a bit smooth, I don't really know, we'll concept something. I'm literally flying blind on this one. So yeah, as we open up again, I'm back on the normal welcome screen. I do believe these are the general files. So if I click general, we get this. So I think in the last video I was struggling with the shift, the pan tool. So I found it up here eventually, but there is a shortcut for it, which was, I believe, was it? I don't think. I think my shortcuts are different. I was convinced it was shift middle mouse button, but maybe I've got the key binding set differently. I have no idea. So control inwards it goes, and then let's just try that shift again. Oh, I've done something. I've placed the point down. So I've used control. Was that control and right click maybe? I don't know what that point is. Let's just see. So definitely shift and so that's shift and right mouse button down. I have no idea what this does. I don't have a clue. I bet people watching this video, you're going to be like, it's such and such, but keep in mind this is my second time using the software. As a 3D artist and someone who's familiar with the using these tools, it is quite intuitive. Blender is quite intuitive program. I felt in the last video I got to grips with some of the basics quite quickly in the different sort of editing modes that you can be in. So that I should be able to pick this stuff up. I'll probably have to just read a little bit on things. And there we go. My pan mode. It's just the middle mouse button. No, it's not. That's rotating it. What am I on about? Let's have a look. So why is mine? So it's doing that. I was convinced. So that's the zoom. So if I'm off a model, so delete key is the zoom. Let's just, if I go over here, yeah, that zooms back in and out. Okay, so perhaps, so there's your, if I hold control shift middle mouse button, that goes in. But yeah, I still don't know that pan. I was convinced. I will look that up because I did get told it was sort of that. Oh, there we go, it's worked. Oh my, I must have been pressing the wrong key. What a donut. There we go. So there we got pan, we got rotate. So how do I center my rotation back? That's interesting. So why am I rotating? Is it based on screen? I don't think it's based on the screen import. Okay, right, I've got this now. So shift, there we go, it's clicked, it has clicked, there we go. So shift middle mouse button, that's for my pan. To rotate, it's middle mouse button. I think to zoom in on an object, so if I click off that like I have done, if I press the select it and the delete key, that snaps in, and then I've got my rotate, and then I think it was, no, it weren't shift and right click. I don't know what that is, that shift and right click. I don't actually know what that little pointer is. So if someone can tell me what that is, that would be much appreciated. So which one was there was there we go. So it's control middle mouse button is for zooming in, and then we've got that set. Okay, so now I've got that navigation down. It'll take me a little bit of practice just to keep up with it, but that navigation's pretty good. I did get told as well I can change the key bindings or the shortcuts into 3ds Max, which is what I'm familiar with. But I felt like it's probably better. It'd be better for me in the long run to learn the Blender sort of way of modeling and the shortcut keys, because at some point that familiarity with 3ds Max is, I imagine a lot of the tutorials and the content produced for Blender is going to be in, using the Blender shortcuts. So I just thought it'd be a better idea to sort of learn the Blender way, if you like. Right, okay, so I'm happy with that now. That's good. And then what was the other one? So Alt, middle mouse button, that one snaps to the, I presume this is an orthographic view, because we've got no perspective in there. So that's brilliant. Okay, so that took all of about 10 minutes of the video, or 5 minutes to figure out. So that's pretty good going, I mean, obviously I'm new to it, but 5 minutes to kind of figure that stuff out, that's not bad. So I'm really happy with that. I don't know whether you need this camera to render in here. That's a thing. I'm presuming you can just render from the viewport. I'm guessing you can. Most software you can do that anyway. You can render from the viewport. So there we go. Right. Okay, so let's jump into, I believe it was the modeling mode. So I can switch to that. And there should have been a switch. I do think it was up here. So from what memory calls, I had to, so I'm in object mode. If I select that and then I jump into modeling, yeah, there we go. I get all the tools now for sort of modeling. I wonder how I put standard primitives in here. I wonder if is there a mode? If I go back to object mode, I wonder, add. Oh, there we go. We've got some stuff in here. So we've got mesh. There we go. And yeah, there we go. We can add some standard primitives. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I'm just looking over here. These usually, so that's a wireframe. I wonder how you get the wireframe on with the actual surface itself. So there must be sort of a key for it. And I've just noticed here that new object that I've just placed into the scene. So I'm going to test this now. So I did ask a question, can someone tell me what this is? But I'm just wondering whether it relates to the placement of objects. So if we go back into our modeling objects, there it is, and it should have been, where was it? Add, that was it. So we've got to add, we do the mesh, and let's just add a cube. Okay, so that's quite interesting. So you can get a object to actually spawn, or say spawn, or be added to the scene via this point here. So if you use right click and shift, if we use right click and shift and you move that about, that point is where that object is going to be added to, which is really, that's quite cool. I do like that. That's a nice feature. I wonder if you can actually snap it or constrain it to the grid. That would be good. I'm just looking along the top here to see if there's any grid constraints or something. Snap basis maybe. So we've got center or closest. There's grid. So if that, does that snap to the grid now? I've got to maybe switch it on. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. So again, this is intuitive like, I'm being quite intuitive here because it's quite similar to other 3D software programs that I've used before. So again, there's usually snap settings. They work off a grid basis. There's always a coordinate system. Some programs have different, so some of them will have Y as the up or something like that, and the Z is depth. In Blender, Z is horizontal, and Y looks to be representing depth. So again, it's just these little things that you can sort of look out for that make it a little bit easier. When you come to sort of learning this stuff, it just makes it a bit more easier really to sort of pick it up and navigate it. But yeah, I mean, overall, second time, my impressions of it, I think it's pretty decent. It looks quite fun. I'm going to get rid of this. Let's move. So let's see. Move. Was there a shortcut for movement? No, that's the selections. Don't know whether there is. Move. So I can move this. That should snap to the grid. We've got a center line there. Okay, cool. What we'll do is we'll give that a rotation. Now, can I snap that rotation? So Control Z goes back. So usually transfer orientation, don't know whether you can, I'm not quite sure what that is. Usually you can sort of snap these into place, and you can, just wonder if it's on here. It's probably here right in my face, and I'm just like blind, and you're watching it and you're like, why didn't you just click this button? But again, it's just sometimes you get a little bit tunnel vision on it, like looking at a specific menu, and you forget to take that step back. So if you are there and you're looking and it's really simple, yeah, drop it in the comments and I'll be sure to pick it up for the next video. So we've got rotate here, and I'm guessing this is the increments of rotation. And does it snap? That's the question. Does it snap? It's not snapping as of yet. I don't know what shift does. It seems to change the color of that sort of UI. Do I have to select this little thing here? No. That's interesting. So can't really snap this. I've definitely got it on. It should be on because I did the rotate to affect rotate. Center. Can try again maybe. Is it good? Oh, hang on. What was that? That's quite interesting. So you hold control and it moves. I wonder if you've got to hold control shift or something. Maybe it's alt. Okay, so holding control and move seems to move it. So if I hold shift, I wonder what shift is for. So that seems to move it about. It's not giving me much rotation. Have you got to keep turning it? Have I got to keep turning it like that? Maybe. That's quite interesting. So you've got to keep turning it that way. Oh, I think this snaps back into place. So if I don't use that, it looks like it snaps back into place. Okay, right. Let's get back into the edit mode. Yeah, I'll have to look up on that. I'll have to read up and just double check. Let's go back into the edit mode, and I'm still getting familiar with these keys. So we've got. There we go. Okay, so we've got modeling. I'm in object mode, so I need to go into edit mode. I wonder if you hover over here, it might tell you a shortcut. So that's the interesting edit mode. There'll probably be a hotkey for it. I've noticed as well along the bottom here, you've got this this like little toolbar, and it gives you like little button clicks and stuff and little tips and things. So I'll keep an eye on that as well. Right, okay, so what we want to do is, I have no idea what I'm making, but we'll try and make something that, you know, maybe resembles a cannon. Let's do a cannon or something like that. Okay, so if we grab that, we need to be in face mode. So I think I did this last time. So select box, circle, and there we go, it's up here. I do recall from last time I was on here, so let's grab that. And can I move them along a certain axis? Okay, so we've got that. I've got the snap setting on there, which is quite useful. So I'm guessing it's snapping to the horizontal grid, which would be in here. So if I grab that, you can see where it's snapping. That's how I'm keeping that sort of straight. I'm guessing there's probably a way to do it locally, like a local transform movement or a movement based on the origins or I suppose angle of the polygon. So I definitely think there's probably something there for that. So okay, we've got something there. Let's see. So I'm probably best off trying to rotate this. We'll just keep it as a cannon that shoots up like that. That'll be fine. Okay, so what I want to do is let's insert this face. So I'm pretty sure that was insert. So that was the shortcut. Do I just click and drag? What is there we go. So click and drag that, and then I think it was E for extrude, and it looks like I've gone off a different axis point there. So let's use that again. So what have I done? I just clicked down here. Can you change the extrusion? Maybe. Seems to be. So if I go this way and I hold, was it shift then? No. So it seems to extrude along a certain axis point. Oh, I've got a free one there. I think I hit control then, maybe. Okay, so we'll just go back. Let's try that again. So E, and then I think, do I click? And we've got an extrusion. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so we've got an extrusion going down. I think it seems to snap to the grid. So that's actually a good feature. So if I can constrain the extrusion along a certain axis point, it's always good, it's always useful. So that'd be quite a nice feature. Okay, so we'll just try and add an edge loop around here. So I think we can do loop cut. And can I move this up here maybe? I mean, it's moving out. It's what about the knife? So that's, oh yeah, I forgot you've got this. Okay, so we can offset the loop. So I don't know what clicks then. Let's see. It's not. Should be able to. It's not on that one, is it? Okay. Usually with these, they're sort of set on the highlighted one. This doesn't seem to be sort of working. So let's just go back to the other one. So I can grab that. Let's just see. I'm just checking to see if Alt or Control or Shift do anything. So I can put that there. But they all seem to be going in the middle, which I don't want. Maybe we can move it. Maybe I could keep it in place. That's quite interesting. What about this cut tool? There is a cut tool, so maybe that gives me a bit more. It's not really one I'm after. What about that one? What's this one do? Can you just, I don't know, it's not, I don't really know what that is. Is that like a slice bisect? I'm not too sure. Let's go back into edge mode. I wonder if you can select these edges. Can you just click on them? Is it Alt maybe? Or Control? So I'm trying to select multiple edges on here. Can you, it doesn't seem to be, I can do that one. Oh, there we go. So you've got to hold shift. So I think probably part of the problem here is I'm clicking by muscle memory. I'm actually clicking like shortcuts that I use in other programs. So it's very confusing. I'm like, muscle memory is just automatically kicking in here, and I'm clicking other shortcuts that yeah. But again, you know, I'm keen to learn the Blender ones. I want to kind of learn the Blender ones. I don't want to be, you know, tweaking it to make it more comfortable for something else. Because I think in the long run, it'll be more productive. So if I could do a loop cut now, no, maybe this offset, maybe that will work. I'm just trying to, well, it's done something there. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't quite know what. It seems to be doing these horizontal ones. I don't. Seems to be doing like selecting there this offset. Oh, oh right, okay. I can right click. I can change some stuff here, so that's quite interesting. Can I select? So I'm presuming I've got to be out of the tool mode. How do I get out of the tool mode? It looks like I've put in edges. Let's just go back. I'll put in some edges here, there, and everywhere really. So we'll get back off that. And let's see, so movement, can you not double click and grab an edge? So let's see, no, can I double click? That's interesting. So let's have a look. Okay, so that seems to work on there. Doesn't seem to be putting anything in now. I wonder if I've left, I might have left a vertex in there or something. So let's go back into vert mode. I wonder if it's got these two selected for some reason. Let's go back. jump back into edge mode. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be liking something that I've done here. I'm not quite sure what I've actually done to the model, but it doesn't seem to be letting me hit these edges in. Oh, there we go. Hold control. Oh, yes, they are. So, right, okay. I bet I've been placing all these edges just here. So, I wonder if I've just placed a load of edges down there. That's cool. Right, okay. So, you've got to hold control and click. I think it was it control? Yeah, so hold control and you can move this about. I've definitely put in a load of edges there. Is it escape to exit tool maybe? Don't know how to exit that tool. Maybe go back to the move tool. So if I wanted to, is it control backspace maybe? Delete maybe? Edges? Can you, no, it's just deleting that edge. I'm pretty sure I've probably put in like a lot. I've been spamming that click, so I've probably put in a load of edges here, which you can see. But at the minute, in my limited skill set, I don't know actually how to get rid of these. So yeah, that's something else maybe to learn as well. Oh, there we go. So I double clicked, Alt, double click. Can I just use backspace, delete maybe? Edges. It's deleted all the edges. Okay, so Alt. Double click in. Can you do control maybe? Oh, there we go. Control delete. Oh, so if I alt control delete, there we go. It gets rid of, and then control delete. Alright, so I'm gonna have to do this a few times because I've absolutely spammed the button quite a lot. But I think this is, this is part of learning, right? This is probably one of the best ways to learn. Jump in the software, don't be afraid, and just try and figure it out as you go. I mean, you're eventually going to pick up the buttons, and there we go. I've managed to get rid of that, so that was pretty helpful. So yeah, that's really cool. Right, so what I want to do is extrude. Let's go into polygon mode, and if I use Alt, does that loop? Hey, there we go. So that loops round. Then I should be able to use extrude, and then do I just pull this to extrude it maybe? Okay. That's interesting. I wonder, is it a different type? Extrude manifold maybe? What's this one? Extrude along normals? That'd be, yes, there we go. So I can extrude along the normals. Hey, I told you it's going to look like a cannon. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So when I'm thinking of cannon, I'm thinking maybe like one of those, the ones out of the circus. I've just realised I've got a load in here as well, but I'm not going to get rid of them for the video. So just pretend they're not there. Okay, so we've got that. Let's see what else we can do. So these inset. So let's put a support loop here. Can I grab that and just, is it, maybe it's Alt again? No, oh. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I can select the face. I think it was I. There we go. So if I click I, that's inset. So we'll just put a little support loop in there. Yeah, so there's a modifying. I've noticed there's a little modifying list here. So I'm going to try and just maybe smooth this out a little bit. So let's zoom. Let's use that shift. Let's jump back into edge mode. So when you're smoothing things out, you've got to put support loops in. There might be a better way of doing it in Blender. Sometimes I'd use like a chamfer modifier. So I'd be interested to see if there's something like that in here, so I can smooth this and get it looking a bit nicer. There probably is. So we've got a bevel. Maybe it would be a bevel effect. Maybe. How would I add this? So segments. Does that? It's not really doing anything. Oh, maybe it's not doing anything because I've got. Maybe it's just applying to that selection. So if I deselect, let's go back into move, add a modifier. See if that does that bevel do anything. Amount. Can I turn that up? It's not doing anything on there. Okay. So if I click that, I'm assuming that goes. Does it? It's got this little green icon here. Is that the bevel? No. Oh, I've lost my thingies now. Let's go back on here. What is there? Modifiers. So materials, data, constraints, modifiers. All right, cool. In a toolbar. Yeah, the modifying. Again, in other software, usually there's a menu where you can access modifiers that modify the geometry or shape. So modifiers genuinely apply to a like sort of a full model, and they'll apply it across the surface of a model. You can usually control the application of them through selections. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same in Blender itself, so we will see. So I'm just looking here, some mesh cache stuff. So generate bevel boolean, no, it won't be that one. I'm just looking at some stuff in here. Let's have a look in, what's this one? So is that deformers, maybe some different stuff. We've got physics as well. So you've got some UV stuff in there as well, which is quite good. Okay, so it's got to be something in here, right? Build edge. What's edge split? Does that work? Maybe do we add it this way? I wonder if you've got to select the edges or something. It should be applying. I definitely think I've got it selected. So I'm definitely okay. So I'm in a selection mode there. So if I add the modifier, do we do bevel and then it bevels it? Okay, can't seem to get the modifiers working. That might be something to comment on, how I get these working. I no idea. I did want to kind of smooth it out. I wanted to give it like a sort of you know, like a smoother look or something. Okay, so we've got something there. Let's try and give it maybe some wheels or something like that. So usually let's go back into, it would be out of this mode into object mode, then we can add we can do mesh, and we can add a circle or, oh, is that spline? I think that might be a spline. Let's add mesh cylinder. Right, cool. Let's use the scale tool. Bring that down, and then what I'll do is we'll rotate that. It seems to be snapping there. I can't. Was it like that? Yeah. So hold control, and then I'm going to move. I'd like to get the snapping angle working a little bit more sort of effectively. So let's bring that there. I wonder if it's Control D to duplicate, maybe. Or do you have to hold Alt and move? Control, maybe? No. What if you can just right click and duplicate selected? Oh, that's good. The wheels are a bit the wheels are a little bit off. Let's jump into a off graphic view, and we'll get these just lined up the best that I can. Yeah. Got some wheels there, maybe, or some pivots for it or something. I mean, yeah, realistically, it'd have a sort of stand, wouldn't it? You know, for being like a circus cannon thing that someone gets fired out of. I'm just trying to select more than one object at once. So control, is it shift maybe? Yeah, shift. So you're going to do it with shift. And then we'll put these maybe about here, like that. And then if I do right click, so it's shift D, there we go. So if I do shift D, gives me a duplicate, and then I should be able to scale that uniformly. So if I, no, not that one. Is it from the center? No. There we go. So you got to click the circle in the middle. There you go. And then if I could scale sort of that there, and then what I could do is just bring this across. We've got sort of like a little platform now for it to, you know, a little rest thing there. I mean, you know, if you spent a bit more time on it, I'd have some clips and stuff in there. But that's not, you know, second time using the software. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not brilliant. Don't get me wrong. It's not mind blowing. It's definitely nowhere on par with my 3ds Max workflows. But it's you know, it's you know, second video. I've probably done about an hour in the software altogether. I think about an hour, just over an hour. So it's not bad. I'm determined. I wish I knew how to get these modifiers working. So there's got to be like a smooth or something. Subdivisional surface. Oh, look at that. Okay, so that's just gone straight on. Is that levels in viewport? All right, this is pretty cool. I wonder how I turn these off. Real time. Is it that one? Oh, that's pretty sick. I don't know whether these thingy. Okay, so now I can come back in and put sub-levels on this to smooth it as well. So subdivisional modeling is a common modeling approach. It's one of the many approaches if you're familiar with modeling, like edge extrusion, box modeling, subdivisional modeling. It is a common approach to getting a high poly model. So for games and stuff, you know, we don't want these sort of jagged edges. You can use normal smoothness, which is sort of like from your weighted normals to get out the mesh and stuff. But what a lot of people do for the high polys, and the reason it's called high poly, is they'll use smooths and smooth modifiers, and what it does is it'll divide each face in the model, if you like. It divides it and it smooths it out a little bit, so it gives you a really nice smooth look. So let's just go back into edit mode. So that brings on our wireframe. I can use, I want to jump into my edge mode. So I'm just going to check. Okay, so I'm in edge mode. And then usually to get the sub level working, we've got to put support loops in. Now this is where this model would be great. If I had some chamfers, if there was like sort of a chamfer modifier, I thought it might have been that bevel one. Sometimes yeah, bevel. Procedural operation effect, generate sloped corners. So again, that'd be good, but it just doesn't. I can't figure out how to get it working. Edges, segments 2. It's definitely in there. Camera view, verts. Yeah, just don't seem to be working. Okay. So I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. Let's just add. So we've got loop. What was it? Was it shift and click? Was it click? I think it was it control. Oh no, not that one. Oops. God, I forgot the button already. Let's see. So you click. Oh, that was it. So I click, hold control, hold shift. Sorry, not control. So click, hold. Shift. So these are going to be the support loops, which will just prop up that edge a little bit more. So if I again just bring that out and then click here. So what you can do is in a lot of programs they'll provide sort of like a modifier or something along those lines, where you can automate like quite a lot of this stuff. So you don't have to come in and do each sort of individual sort of piece. I can get that there, and it just speeds up the process really. Sometimes you can't avoid doing these things manually. You just can't avoid it. It's, you know, they're just unavoidable. But you know, for us, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's probably an easier way to do this than what I'm doing now. So now if I turn that back on, those support loops have worked. Brilliant. There we go. We've got a nice smooth looking cannon. So what I want to do is I want to select these other objects. So am I still in edit mode? So come out of edit mode, select this object. So look at that now. Look, like the smoothness on that is way better. So that's not bad, you know. I mean, obviously it needs a little top here. Usually, I did see a Boolean operator, so I could probably cut in a little hole for that, but the video is getting a little bit long, and you know, it is my second time, so I'm gonna be a bit easy on myself. So what I want to do with this one is I want to go back into edge mode, and we'll do inset. So I need to select, actually we want to be in face mode, select the face, use I, and we can bring that in, and I'm going to do the same again, I, and then it did work a bit there. I wonder, is it shift, maybe control? Oh, control changes it. Oh, that's actually quite cool. I don't know what I did then, but that like extrudes and sort of puts like that bevel effect on that was on about before, so that's pretty cool. Don't actually know how I did it. I think I used control or something. Why is this not? I'm not quite sure why it's not. You gotta get it just close, maybe there. Okay, cool. And then we'll go into edge mode on this, and then I want to do the, again, insert some support loops. So if I click and then it was shift, so again let's do shift. I think this will be all right here. So we've got some support loops on that, that's fine, and then we'll put another one on this side as well, there. And then what we can do I want one? Yeah, we'll just put one there just for the sake of it. And then what we should be able to do is add that, subdivide the surface, and give that, you know, crank that up to 2. And we've got like a nice surface. And then if we come back into object mode, can you select that? I want to be in object mode, so grab that, object mode. And I want to select that, that's right, and then jump it back into modeling, so edit. And then what we want to do is just move this out ever so slightly. I'm going to make sure I'm in face mode, grab that face, use I to inset, grab that one. So you can see here now where I'm starting to speed up, you know, a little bit. I mean, given that these aren't even, so you should be able to select them both. I'm pretty sure you should be able to select both edges. I just don't know how to do it at the moment. Shift, oh there we go. So if I go back, let's use shift. So grab that one, grab the selection there, hit I, bring that in. Then we can do loop cut, which is, oh, control R, I think it is. So click that, click, hold shift, bring that up, and then click, hold shift, bring that to there. Add a subdivision to this one, and then just smooth that. And then I think if we go back into our object mode, I think, was it shift D, I think, yeah, shift D. I'll probably have to go into orthographic view here, grab that, and then we should be able to rotate. I think that's rotated. Oh, that's pretty cool. Let's grab here, move tool, bring that in. What I'll do is I'll just up that poly count a little bit, just to make sure it's total smooth for the shot. So I'll make sure these are even. That's got 4 on, so just make sure that these are even. And let's zoom out, and there we go. We've got a little small cannon, which is not bad. I mean, it's small progress, it's small steps, but you know, second time sort of using Blender, not used the software before. You know, that's not bad. That isn't bad. You know, if I was teaching someone and, you know, a student produced this after, you know, being in the software for an hour, thumbs up. It's pretty good going. it is quite intuitive. I'm quite happy, you know, it's small steps at a time. I hope you've enjoyed the video blog, even maybe to your frustration, maybe these keys and stuff laid out in here that you sort of know that you can see that I'm looking for. But yeah, I mean, if you leave a comment in the video, if there's anything that you can do to support me and my learning, just leave a comment in the video, in the comment section, and I will engage and I will get back to you. As always, yeah, give us a shout, like and subscribe. Let me know if there's any more suggestions or any tips that you can give me for picking up Blender a bit quicker. And that is my second time in Blender, and I've created my very first 3D model, which is pretty good going. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video, or I'll catch you in the comments. Bye bye.